What's going on, people? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the show. I've had a cup and a half of coffee. It is currently 6:34 in the morning. What time for you guys, and what are you sipping on? You know, OpTic has been in a crazy boat so far. Feel free to go check out their pre-show, their podcast. I mean, it's just a content freaking machine. Last time we talked about him, it was Hex just casually dropping that, hey, we're going to have a LAN event by Stage 4. Days later, there's a LAN event by Stage 4 being announced by Call of Duty League. Yes, it was hinted at, but they just drop all these things all the time. Of course, around the Huke situation, they are talking about the fact that all teams out there had to consider for a moment, once Huke was available, can we adjust our roster? Can we fit him somewhere in our roster? To which even Hex was like, I had to think about it. I couldn't find it working, but for a second, I had to think about it.
Alan, they're professionals. Let them do their thing.
But Huke to 100 Thieves, I was just watching a second ago a map. We were scrimming them over there. They look pretty solid.
They do?
I'm not going to lie. They were.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Huke.
Yeah.
The thing that we were discussing is, like, anytime Huke or somebody, a player of that caliber, goes on the market, you have to stop what you're doing. No matter, like, even I sat there and I'm like, let me evaluate my thing. And then I was like, nah, I just don't see it working. But you have to take a moment of pause.
Yeah.
You have to, dude. In this industry, that talent, you have to. And then today when he made the announcement and he started thinking like Envy and that, I'm like, I know that he meant it. Like there are times where people say, yo, I want to give a huge shout out to this org for letting me, do this thing and the other. But I know that he meant it because for 7 years, Hasser like literally gave him everything. Hasser had his back, I mean, to the end, I bet, until
for how long?
Like 7 years, I think, maybe.
He's been on Envy for
7 years.
Oh,
7?
I didn't know it was that long.
7 years.
I thought it was like 5.
Well, okay, 5 or 7.
Yeah, no, either way,
To which immediately I'm like, did he really mean that? Because I really can't see OpTic. I think they're pretty set in stone with this roster. Was he kind of saying that just to attune to the fact that, Nadeshot had to give it a try, right? And of course, we do respect that. When you're willing to put someone like TJ on the bench, you have to respect that kind of move as to what Nadeshot has said when you are on the cusp of being a contending top 2 and 3 team and what they're willing to do to get there. You got to respect it. I don't know. The conspiracy theorist in me, now, of course, you can't keep someone like Huke. He's just not a bench player, right? But who's to say Hex is like, yeah, we're gonna grab Huke so no one else can get him, and we're gonna put him in General. General obviously doing his own thing, but still to have those two characters, General and Huke, on your bench, and then you compare that to the LA Thieves bench of TJ and Slasher, and all of a sudden you have teams out there just competing to who can have the best players on the bench. Conspiracies are crazy. Now, of course, the show did continue. A talking point that probably will be a big one, especially towards the end of season, if nothing can be turned around. When you look at a team like Seattle, especially given their first season in the CDL, holy crap, the amount of videos we had on them and the struggles behind the scenes they were clearly facing, where Octane was certainly very vocal about those issues. Clearly, those struggles have continued on the field or in the game as well this season. And so it does spark the question, what does Seattle Surge do? What does a core, especially if you look past the core 3, but what does a core person like Octane do if they cannot turn it around? To which Karma says, if they can't, he would just scrap the roster.
I saw some breakout performances from it. Look, I'm not going to say that it was any of the other 3 because, obviously they're good, but I just don't know. What do you think? You think Decimate's the solution for that? That's your old alma mater.
I mean, I think Decimate is kind of like the last straw. I think, like, in terms of, like, where Seattle's at, I think replacing Danny with another sub player was probably, like, the last option they have to be like, okay, do we have a chance to actually get better? Because I think the core 3, they were doing pretty well. Sam, Gunless, Pristini. I mean, Pristini even improved in, like, for me, because I thought he was doing really bad. But I don't know. Desi's a good pickup. Whether or not his play style will work with them, that still could be iffy. But Pristini does play fast enough that it might work, and it might bring Seattle some life and bring them into the COD champs running.
They kind of had to try something. Like, even if this doesn't work, like we were saying that last week, just shake it up. Do something.
Yeah, you got to do something.
When nothing's working, just try anything at that point. So that looks like what they're doing.
Okay. Any other steps in that
Yeah, after that,
because
I mean, after that, if it doesn't work, you just chalk the whole team. You let Sam do whatever.
Clean slate, just
Dude, if I was, all right, like I said, I've been through it. So like,
Yeah.
if they go another year and it's just like this, I don't know what the relationship is with Sam and them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he wants to be there or if they want him. But like at that point, I think you just chalk it, dude. After if this doesn't work and they go to the end of the year, either don't make champs. If they make champs, I don't know. Maybe they make a crazy run. Then I think it gets a little different. But right now, if nothing changes, I think they just scratch it, man. I think they're in a rough spot.
Just start with a new starting four.
Yeah,
next
like,
year,
like
just
from if it was me being Sam and I just like had the year I had last year and then had this year, when I mean really like he's not bad,
right?
But he's placing bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I was him, I wouldn't want to be there anymore. If it continued, if they do show some light. And hey, they all like playing together, then yeah, keep it going.
And obviously, I'm not the big man in the office. I should never be making your choices, but Octane is someone who I always have a keen eye for, especially on social media, especially when they do compete, because man, the amount of hate that Surge get, I guess Call of Duty in general. I mean, OpTic gets berated every single match. Every team does. If you look at YouTube chat, you realize that Call of Duty fans just hate Call of Duty teams, so it seems, but Surge is certainly an interesting case because they do get a lot of flack, and if they can't turn it around, what do? Do you keep someone like Octane? Do you keep the core three, the three that you have not changed yet, of course, Looney being your most recent one, or do you scrap the entire project? Because you are, as it stands right now, and I hope they turn it around as a team I selected for our draft here as well, but if you are the Surge and you cannot turn it around, this is back-to-back CDL seasons where you are amongst the worst teams in the CDL. So what are you doing wrong, and what do you do to fix it? Karma says you scrap the entire thing and you start on over, pretty much what you did this time around for this season. What would you guys do? Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy. Of course, very lastly though, with OpTic's loss to New York yet again just last night at the point of me recording, they're going to be fighting FaZe for a chance to keep themselves out of lower bracket. So it's going to get spicy for our next major. Certainly so. Hope you guys all enjoy. All right, take a big care of yourself. Take a big old swig, and I'll catch you back here sometime soon.